Well, once again, it's 7 o'clock, and another reading from the original adventures of Hank the Cowdog. Although I think on the camera it's reversed, but you get the thing, you know what it says. Written by John R. Erickson. So glad that the publishing company gave us, and everyone, not just me, the rights to read this book during this time. I hope you are contacting people who can teach children, or maybe you have children of your own, or someone that you know would love to just be able to sit down and listen to Hank the Cowdog. Tonight we will be doing Chapter 7, True Love, but it flows straight from Chapter 6, so I'm going to read just the last couple of sentences there in Chapter 6, where Hank was with the Wallace and Junior, the two turkey buzzards. I raised my head. The first son of a buck that comes creeping around me in the night is going to get his legs tore off one by one. I didn't hear another sound out of them birds for the rest of the night, and they didn't stay for breakfast. Chapter 7, True Love. Actually, there wasn't even any breakfast, and there wasn't any lunch. Long toward the middle of the day, and it occurred to me that if I wanted to eat, I was going to have to go out and rustle up some grub. I left camp, lit out north, figuring I could scout the head of the canyon. I hadn't gone very far when I stopped dead in my tracks. I heard something, kind of a clanking sound. I slipped behind a bush and studied the countryside. I couldn't see what was causing it. Then my sharp cowdog eyes picked up some movement. At first glance, it appeared to be a medium-sized, bushy-tailed dog stumbling around without a head. Well, that didn't make any sense. I'm not so easily fooled. My years of security work told me that there must be something else going on, so I decided to investigate. A dog without a head? I didn't believe it. I moved closer and pieced together the following details. Number one, the subject wasn't a dog. He was a coyote. Age, approximately 3 years, 5 months. Weight, 37 pounds. Length, including the tail, 43 inches. 2. He was not a he. He was a she, meaning a female of the species. Rather homely as coyotes go, but not without charm. 3. Subject had stuck her head into a Hawaiian punch can with the top cut out. The can had lodged around her ears and it got stuck in there, leaving her blind and helpless. One of the first rules you learn as a cowdog is that cowdogs and coyotes don't mix. They're natural enemies forever and ever. The former, devoted to the protection of home, livestock, and civilization. The latter, devoted to a desolate style of life based on raiding, depredation, and uncivilized forms of behavior. In other words, I had every reason to just walk away and leave the coyote to her fate, a slow, lingering death. In this business, you can't be sentimental. Still, death inside a Hawaiian punch can seemed too cruel even for a coyote. I just couldn't walk away and leave her to die, even though I had a feeling I'd regret it. And even if I helped her, I probably wasn't going to be safe. Afternoon, ma'am. My name's Hank the Cowdog. Appears to me that you're in some sort of distress. When she heard my voice, she bristled up and tried to run away. Didn't go far, though. She ran into a rock. She stopped, lay flat on the ground, didn't move. I recognize this as a natural sneaky reaction of the coyote breed. When you catch them red-handed doing something and they can't run away, they lie down flat on the ground. I suppose they think that they're blending in with their surrounding. It's hard to tell what they think. Coyotes are different. You don't need to be afraid, ma'am. I'm here to help you. She didn't say a word or move a muscle. I don't know how much of this she understood. You see, coyotes don't speak the same language as dogs, don't you see? Some of the words are similar, some are not. Modern Doglish and the coyote dialect both come from the same linguistic root, which was the ancient language spoken by our common ancestors many years ago, before the species split into Dogus domesticus and Coyotus dogus. This is pretty technical stuff. I don't want to bore anyone, but it's important that the listener understand these things. Well, it just so happened that I was fluent in the coyote dialect, so I decided to address the lady in her own language. Me not hurt Missy Coyote. Me friend. Me help Missy. Missy have trouble. You not hurt Missy Coyote? Me not hurt. Me help. Missy Coyote lie still, not move. Hank Fixie quick. For a long time she didn't speak. Then, Missy lie still. It's important that I got the point across to her that I was a friend. Don't you see? Because it would have been typical behavior for a coyote for her to jump up once I had the can off her head and she was to bite my ear off. They're just a little crazy, them coyotes. You gotta be real careful. Anyway, she lay still while I looked up and hooked my front paws around the can and started pulling. I pulled and I tugged. I strained and grunted, and finally the can popped free. That's when I got my first look at Missy Coyote's face. I'm not one to gush or be overwhelmed. Let's get this straight right here. My years of security business have trained me to look upon things as mere facts. Facts to be gathered, studied, and analyzed. I mean, I'd seen women before, lots of them, scads of them. I'd been through times in my life when women were hanging all over me. And I literally couldn't take a step without bumping into an adoring female. If you're a cowdog, you get used to this. And it's common knowledge that cowdogs are a little bit special. Read your dog books. Ask anyone that knows about dogs. Check it out with the experts. They'll tell you that women flip over cowdogs. What I'm saying, and I'm just trying to put it all into perspective, don't you see, is that I'm not one of those dogs that chased women all the time or even had much interest in them. But you know what? When I seen Missy Coyote's face, those big eyes, that fine tapered nose, I got weak in the legs and kind of swimmy in the head. She was the, by George, prettiest thing I ever laid my eyes on. Missy Coyote, pretty. She was still blinking her eyes against the glare of the sun. Guess she had been in that can for a day or two. When she got used to the sunlight, she looked over at me real close. Then she smiled. I melted. I mean, I actually fell over and started kicking my legs up in the air. It was an unconscious, unwanted behavior and response, not the kind of reaction you'd expect from a professional cowdog. But as I've pointed out before, I'm only flesh and blood. Missy didn't understand my spasm. I reckon she came over and she kind of cocked her head over to the side and said, "What wrong? You sick?" "Yeah, I'm sick all right. I need to get out of here." I struggled to my feet. I tried to leave, but my back legs wouldn't function. "Not leave? Stay. Tell me name." I was sure she could hear my heart beating. I know I could. It was about to take off the top of my head, to be exact. "Me, Hank," I managed to say. Her eyes brightened. "Pretty name, Hunk." "Not Hunk, Hank." She nodded. "Yes, Hunk. Pretty name. Me like Hunk." "Whatever you say." "Me called Girl Who Drink Blood." "Girl who drink blood?" She nodded and smiled. "You like?" There wasn't a whole lot of poetry in that name, seemed to me. Her old lady, or whoever it was that named her, must have been a real barbarian. "Me no like. Me call you Missy Coyote, like Missy Coyote more so. Bloody name, not pretty." She laughed. "Bloody name pretty to coyote. Coyote like blood. Make grow strong. Keep hair pretty in winter. Hunk no like blood in winter." "Hank eat cowdog, co-op dog food in winter. No need blood." "What mean co-op food?" "No, can't explain. Too complicated." "Why Hunk here? Not at people place, with many building and house with chicken." "Hank get mad at people. Quit job. People no understand Hank. Hank no guard chicken. Hank follow outlaw trail." Her eyes widened. "Outlaw trail, dangerous. Live out in wild. Coyote around. Coyote not like Hunk." I decided it was time to turn on some of my charm. Just a little at a time. I didn't want to give the girl the full load all at once. "Missy Coyote like Hank?" She smiled. "Mercy!" Made me weak in the legs again. "Missy think Hank Hunk cute." "Oh, heck. Really? Me cute?" Her smile faded. "But other coyote not think so. Missy have brother named Scraunch, not like ranch dog. Hurt if find." "Your Scraunch's sister?" She nodded. I knew about Scraunch, the most notorious coyote outlaw in the whole country. He was big, mean, heartless, probably killed more chickens and barn cats than any 3 coyotes on the ranch. It was common knowledge that he had killed a stray dog just for the fun of it. As a matter of fact, me and Scraunch had met on the field of battle once before, and it came to a draw, and I counted that as a victory. That was back in the winter, January, as recall. Yes, we were fighting in the snow. Scraunch was a real thug. How can a nice girl like you have such a bad brother? She shook her head. Hunk, be careful. Maybe go back ranch, not safe here. I leaned forward and nuzzled her under the chin with my nose. I ain't scared. Hank ready to fight the whole family for Missy. I noticed she started trembling. Thought maybe it was a result of my charm. Then she whispered, Hunk in trouble. Huh? I looked around. She wasn't kidding. We were surrounded by lean-limbed, long-haired, scuffy-tailed, yellow-eyed, slack-jawed, hungry-looking coyotes. I was in trouble, fellas, and I have a feeling a wreck was a-coming. Whew! Poor Hank. Tomorrow night, Chapter 8, Hank runs a bluff. Hope to see you there, and you guys be safe. Remember, love one another, be kind, and practice that social distancing whenever and wherever you can. Till tomorrow night, see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.